So household consumer goods, electronic goods, predominantly what are traded. And we know that if you have a laptop and it gets a little bit old and a bit clunky and it doesn't work as fast anymore and there's a better model and you want to upgrade, it's quite often difficult to get rid of the old laptop. Who's going to give you money for it anyway? And a place like this does take that sort of equipment. Big market for it then. I mean, do you actually find that second-hand cell phones, second-hand laptops, that sort of stuff do move?
There's a massive market for it. In fact, we can't keep up. We could sell every cell phone 10 times over that we had. So really what it is about providing people with value for money. So particularly in the cell phone industry, many of, let's call it the top end of the market, are redoing their cell phones and getting new cell phones every 2 years. There's nothing wrong with that cell phone that now becomes just thrown in a cupboard or in a drawer. But that's what
people do. People like have drawerfuls of money.
So clear out that unwanted clutter that you've got, bring it to us, we'll give you cash for it immediately, and then we clean it and fix it and recycle it.
What about my data? And in the world of data protection and apps that are uploaded on phones, we don't really do the job properly ourselves. I mean, we've got guarantees for our security.
Yeah, very good point. So we've just launched a pilot project into our stores on the backbone of our new IT system, where we're able to plug in a cell phone or a laptop or a computer here in the store and have our CC Tech guys at head office effectively clean that, delete it, wipe all the data off it and reinstall all the operating systems and applications. So as I said, the technology, it really just facilitates us doing it at a much more clever level than we did it 25 years ago.
What's the strangest thing that's ever come in 25 years that somebody has said, I would like some money for this item, please?
So there are a couple of things. Clearly we do household goods, but at some point in time we've gone out to houses to buy, and one of our franchisees on the West Rand ended up in a small plot and bought himself 2 ostriches, which didn't come back to the store, but went to his farm.
That's the franchisee. That I mean, yes. I'm looking for the wildlife, and it's not around here.
We don't buy and sell the wildlife. I suppose probably one of the funniest that we have bought and sold has been a tombstone. It was an unwritten tombstone.
Oh, it's not a second-hand tombstone that somebody's helped themselves to from in a cemetery, no.
And then we had some goldfish bought in 1 or 2 stores over the years, and I walked into the store and I said to the franchisee, what are you doing with these 2 goldfish? He says, well, that's cash and that's converted.
But the point is, I mean, I just look around this shop and there's literally tons of other people's junk. And it's quite a disparaging way of looking at items that actually everything has a value. I picked up part of a tea strainer earlier, and you've got a price tag. It's got a R1 sticker on it. Somebody may have use for it as a spoon rest or whatever the case might be in a kitchen.
Absolutely. So there is somebody has use for every inanimate object on this planet, depending on where they are in the demographic scale and where they are in their lifestyle. And in the context, again, over 25 years, recycling, repurposing, that whole philosophy is becoming really quite mainstream. So I'd much prefer to put that through a cash converters and lengthen the time span that teaspoon has to work again, rather than ending up in a dump somewhere and not being utilized.
But we live in a society that throws stuff away. People they replace things. They don't really think about the value that they have.
So our argument is, instead of throwing it away, bring it to us.
Yeah.
We'll give you good money for it. We'll recondition the thing and sell it to somebody else.
How do you determine value, though? I mean, I buy this guitar from you today, and it may be at 50% of the retail price. And I then take it to a cash converters down the road and say, hello, this is a guitar that I've owned and loved for 5 years. How do you determine price on these things?
So a cash converter store is all about trading, and the trading effectively is about relative to new. And again, going back to our IT systems, we now have the capacity to determine how many of those guitars we've bought and sold across all 90 stores over the last couple of years, and at what price. And depending on how the price moves, we will adjust those prices accordingly.
So it's an old-fashioned trading
yes.
mechanism. I mean, is there an opportunity to go digital in this world? Or is the stuff are the turnarounds on stuff so quick that you actually... It's
absolutely. We're on the journey to becoming a digitized business. As I said, we put in a new IT system about a year or so ago. Next year, we'll come to the market with web shopping, where a subset of our product, generally speaking, smaller items of higher value, things like jewelry, things like IT, etc., we will be able to list on our Cash Converters web shop on the internet, and effectively then you would be sitting in, let's say, Cape Town, you'd like that guitar, you would send us an email and we'd pack it and dispatch it to you tomorrow.
You know how complicated that world is in terms of stock levels and all of that sort of thing. I mean,
absolutely.
Has anybody's ever bought anything online, and stock runs out? It's quite frustrating.
It's not that simple at all. I completely agree with you. One of the benefits that we do have is that Cash Converters International, particularly in Australia and the UK, have been doing this for 5 years. So we get the IP or the intellectual property from them. Our IT CIO as well was an ex-CIO from one of the large courier companies. So we do understand courier to some degree, and we were also involved in the Postnet franchise in the starting phase of that as well. So we understand the last mile. So we're very excited to bring that to the market next year. And then over and above that, we expect probably something along the lines of a Cash Converters app, where, assuming, again, you're a guitarist and you like that particular guitar, you can let us know that when you get another one like that in, please would you let us know.
I mean, do you have people who like trade items who come in?
Absolutely.
And effectively you behave like a rental shop?
So when you walked in here today, there was a golf bag that was being sold to a customer who shops each and every one of our stores here in Gauteng, probably daily. And he'll take a photograph of that golf bag, and he's got customers that he sells to. And literally before he walks out the store, he's sold it to somebody else before he's bought it from us. So it's all about businesses within businesses and small businesses just feeding off each other.
People hustling,
yes,
in the second-hand goods market.
If you look at it, long-term rentals, PS4 games, computer games, videos, etc., etc. We have kids from 5 years to 55 like myself who are regularly in the business, buy a batch of these things, go and either watch the movie or play the game, and then a month later they're in our buy shop selling it back to us and using us as a long-term rental. So it expands the lifespan of that product for a much longer period of time.
The extraordinary story of Cash Converters. Richard Mukheibir, thank you very much. Richard Mukheibir is the founder, chief executive of Cash Converters in South Africa, been running the business for 25 years. By the end of this year, 90 stores across the country, doing R750 million worth of turnover every single year, with online coming in 2020, and a South African market which is hungry for stuff. There's a market in second hand. Thanks for watching. Good night.